Hey friends, it's Lisa with Hand Stamped with Lisa Prado, and I am very excited to be joining you today as part of Julie and Friends Stamping Challenge. So Julie, Deb, and I are all creating cards highlighting the new InColors from Stampin' Up's annual catalog. And so here's how it's going to work. You're going to watch my video, and then you're going to make sure to watch Julie's video and Deb's video. They'll all be linked below. And then you're going to vote for your favorite video. And all you do to vote is just give it a thumbs up. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me play along. Let's look at some fun cards. So let me change my camera around here for you. So the idea today is to highlight the new InColors. So I thought I would take a second and just introduce those new InColors to you. So all of these card bases, these cards are all similar. They all are highlighting the new InColors. Card base is in Secret C, and this is a really beautiful soft washed black. So it just has a little bit more of a faded feel to it, a little bit more, like I said, just a little bit softer than our basic black cardstock. And then the other colors that we're highlighting today, this one is Darling Duckling, and then we have Cloud Cover, this really beautiful soft blue-gray, a returning favorite, Strawberry Slush, and then Timid Tiger. Really lovely. So all of these colors have a little bit of warmth to them. They have a little bit of haze to them. So they're not those bright, clear colors, a little bit hazy, and they all work really, really well together. So I want to show you how I made these cards. So what are the things that we need? We need these Stylish Shapes die cuts. These are die cuts that I use every single day that I stamp. There's nested squares and circles and banners. We are going to use the striped embossing folder, and then we're going to use the Simply Said stamp set for our greeting. So what do we need to get started here? First off is the base of this cardstock. I used the Secret C, and it's a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 just folded in the middle, so we'll set that off to the side. I have a piece of white cardstock that measures 4 by 5.25. This is actually going to be the inside of our card, so we're going to give that a little bit of attention a little bit later. And then this is the front of our card. This piece of white also measures 4 by 5.25. And what we did for this particular front is I took those circles that you see nested here, and I took the 3 middle ones and laid them on that piece of cardstock and then ran it through the die cut machine. The only secret to this, the trick, is to make sure that you don't go too close to the edge because it will make it hard for your card to come together. So we ran that through the die cut machine. And then I also took a piece of that Darling Duckling and ran it through with that embossing folder. And so you can see I've just got some really nice texture here with those stripes. So those are the pieces of the cards of the cardstock pieces that we need to put this card together. So where are we going to start first? Let's start with the front of this. So we've got our circles that are cut out, and the next thing we're going to do is we are going to use those circles that we cut out. So when you run it through the die machine, just make sure to grab those circles and keep them because we will need them. So we're going to grab Secret Sky, and we are going to take the greeting from Simply Said, and we are going to use the Just a Note greeting. And so I'm just going to ink that up in that Secret Sky, and I'm going to stamp it on the largest of the circles. Nice thing about stamping on a circle, you really cannot go wrong. There's no really lining it up because you can always wiggle it to whatever way you want. But now that we've got that greeting done there with that Secret Sky. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to grab our dimensionals. We will use these, and we're just going to turn these over and put a couple of dimensionals on the back of them. And I'm just going to go right to the middle of each of those. Now, when you've got this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my greeting one and I'm going to put it right at the bottom. And you can see how I'm just overlapping the circles that I've got on there a little bit. It just adds a little bit more depth to that card. I'm going to come up here with this one, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this smaller one down over there. So I've got those layered on there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of embellishment. And so these are the flat pearls that come in the new InColors. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take and put one on each of those circles. And I'm going with the orange and the Secret Sky right now. So we're going to put that one there. We'll go with another Secret Sky over here. And how about just one more up there. You really can't go wrong. Put it wherever you like, right? Now, what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this corrugated piece underneath. In order to give it a little bit more dimension, we are going to put some more dimensionals on that one just to pop it up a little bit. Now you're going to go in the corners always, right? Because we need that to give it the support there. But since we have a little bit of a cutout in the middle of this, we need just a few more dimensionals than we normally would, just so that this doesn't sag anywhere as we're putting it together. We want to have that nice pop up. I think when you're creating cards that are just a little bit more simple, it's really nice to create a little bit of depth to it. So texture and depth can really work when you're making a card that's really pretty straightforward and simple. So we're just going to peel those little fellas off of there and take this and just line it up on there. Give it a little push. So you can see how we've got some really good dimension there and really plays up that stripe. So we're going to put that and take it on the back, and we're just going to add a few more dimensionals to the back as well, so that when we pop it on the card, it really has some great depth to it. So we'll get those little guys on there as well. So we're going to go ahead and take this. And you guys, we are almost done with this card. Like, that is how fast and simple this is. Really, really fun and easy. So we're going to take that and pop that to the front panel of that card. All right, so we've got those great colors, great texture, beautiful little sentiment. Now, when we open up the card, we have Secret Sky in the middle, which it's a beautiful color, but it's kind of a stinker to write on if you're sending a card. So we know that we want to put a piece of the basic white cardstock in there so that it's easier to write a sentiment. So let me show you. I'm going to take that whole circle idea, and we're going to take it just a little bit step further. I created a little template using one of those circles, and I've got my Darling Daffodil stamp pad right there. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to come to the corner here, and I'm going to hold that. I'm going to ink, so you guys can see that. Just taking my little sponge in there, ink it up, and I'm just going to move it back and forth here. And you can see I created a little circle. I'm going to move it a little bit off. We're going to do the same thing, just ink that up. All right, and then one more, because 3, there's just something about 3, isn't there? When we do something, we love the magic of 3 things. It just creates a little bit more fun. So that is what we have on the bottom of that cardstock. So we're going to take this, we're just going to take our adhesive to the back and put it right in the middle of that card. All right, so you've got the outside of the card, and then you've got that inside, just continuing that circle shape in there. And so that is the card that I have for you today. Again, we're looking at that Darling Daffodil, Darling Duckling, you know where I'm going with that. We've got that Timid Tiger, Strawberry Slush, and then Cloud Cover. So some really fun, simple, easy cards for you to look at. So thanks for stopping by. Like I said, make sure that you head over and visit both Julie and Deb and vote for your favorite card that highlights the new InColors. And I hope to see you back here soon. Make sure that you subscribe. I like to post a couple of videos every week, so make sure that you're doing that. And if you would like to be on my newsletter list, where I share all of the fun things, just go ahead and type in newsletter, and I will make sure that you get a link to sign up for that. Thanks, friends. Make it a great one.